Hello, Pisces, to another timeless, love-varied reading of yours, where we discuss however love may be present or absent in your life, however the story may fit. If you caught a vibe, then there may be something here for you. With that being said, bear in mind a few things before we get started. All right, Pisces, these messages may offer universal justice if Pisces is your sun, rising, and or Jupiter position. However, if it may be anywhere else, you may be in search of emotional redemption. You may just not know it yet. And for that, you may benefit from the content that is also timeless over on my sister channel. In the description box below, we'll have the link. You will also find in the description box below some other information about me. So for some of that, I am Master Seventh, who reads these energies. I'm also a master healer. I work remotely wherever you are in the latitude or longitude of this earthly phenomenon. I could be of assistance for you should you be interested to know what that is, for it is a rendition of Reiki, however, not really Reiki, and it's my 𝗖𝘀𝗵𝗔𝗽𝗽. If you would like more information, you can either browse the description box or reach out and I'll provide more information for you. As you can tell, I'm also a tarot reader. Should you be interested to see if I could be of assistance of that, you can also reach out, or if I have something listed for you that you're interested in, you can do that also. All right? All right. I think we can I'm getting better at I'm getting a swing of things here with my intro. All right, let's see. These readings are timeless, okay? If you caught a vibe again, use your discernment to take all of that which is yours, for this is a collective general reading. This is not a one-to-one, so just keep that in mind for the duration of the reading. Past, present, and future energetical timelines could always come forth, and yeah. I think we can... That's it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between and beyond. It's storytelling time. Okay. All right, Pisces. That's cute. I see like a heart in the sky. All right, so that means like you could be looking at the clouds and it makes a heart shape, or it doesn't have to be a heart shape, but something lovely, reminiscent, and almost like a child memory recall happening of that innocent moment when you're just like daydreaming and you catch yourself in a moment that reminds you of how you were thinking when you were below the age of 8. Okay, so, and some of you, when that happens, some of you are gonna maybe be like blown away by this, because maybe a lot of you actually, this is not for everyone, okay? It's not for everyone in this reading. But some of you have had a hard time to really remember your childhood and to bring memories up to the forefront. And you've lived in fear knowing that part about you. And I think something will just be so fucking random where it's like, it may even take you a while that you had that moment. And I love that. I love that for you. It's a big esoterical power move happening with your higher self and your body. And yeah, I hope this takes you further of self-exploration, of self-journeying, without it ever inducing fear for you. All right, could it make you see some things that are quote-unquote perspective-wise negative? Sure. Yet there's two things that we have all in common in life. There's negatives and there's positives. How impactful they are to how we are part of that, that's part of the moment. I'm being told to go right into the decks, so go right into the decks. Seeing here 7 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords, so it feels like somebody materialistically is having a hard time tying up loose ends. Jesus Christ, you know, it keeps coming up for Pisces. Like there's a part of the material world that you just can't not get together. Whether it's that definitive love life, that singular person, that house, that car, that job, that money, that thing, like the thing that you've been wanting for a long time, or for it to be just not a problem anymore. The big question is still around that. It's still a huge question around that. And you more or less understand that you need to let it go, but you also know due to responsibility and accountability, you can't really let it go. So you're in a confuckle. Fucking confused. I made a word up there, so I know I did. You want something that you can't have. Anyway, all right, we have the Queen of Wands. So that's a lot. That's a lot happening for you here for Pisces. That's a lot. There's a lot happening. There's a lot happening for you here. All right, you have so much pent up energy ready to fucking go. Like either it's anger and you're like, I need to let it go, but I don't want to let it go and no longer have that thing. So you're trying to be smart about it. You're trying to finagle your way around it. You're trying to like burn everything around where the person can't be distracted to. So then you're in like the one-on-one. I'm like, I got you. I finally have you. No. So this could be either positive or negative. This is not a one-to-one reading, all right? So this could be positive or fucking negative here. You either in a negative, it's like you fucked up and you're doing your best to kind of burn everything around the ways if you've apologized for the situation, so you no longer have anything to apologize for. And then in a positive, it's like, I really want this person, this thing, this opportunity. And so I'm getting ready to cross all those X's and dot all those I's and get ready and have to do everything I have to do in order to be like, still, hello, it's me. You know, it's like, it's very interesting how this works. So, I guess if any of that makes sense, let me know. All right, but yeah, fire for you is like, let's have a sip. Because the tea is not good. The tea is brewing. The tea is brewing. Yeah, the tea has been brewing for you for a long time. And I think part of the issue as to why you kind of still have this tug of war happening is that maybe you don't really know how to truly forgive. Like, you know the responsibilities to show up, to be the one to ask for forgiveness, and also show up to provide forgiveness if somebody is asking you for it. At the same time, I think there's a little tiniest of cell that is like, I don't necessarily agree to all these changes. And unfortunately, this little tiny little spectacle that is like, I don't really agree to all these changes is backed up by like lots of shadow here, okay? And the shadow is like, yo, wait a minute, all right? I understand we go around fucking things up, right? I'm a shadow, all right? No one really pays attention to me anyway. And the only time I really come into the limelight is when natural lighting is gone and I'm here, all right? Or like I'm so much light that I'm casted away, like physical shadow, okay? And then in the esoterical woo-woo sense, the shadow has emotions, okay? This little tiny little cell is like, don't stand for it, is all the unaddressed shadow work in this niche, in this genre of explanation, that should be at least highlighted so that your light aspect, who's reaping all the benefits to you being a holy person, also needs heavy discipline. Like, also needs to understand manners and mannerisms. Knowing how to be not just of service, but to be approachable, be open, be able to receive and allow people to do the receiving for themselves about you naturally. And that's something I think you can a bit understand. I think you can understand that. Feeling like the adrenaline rush, a little bit of bouts of like, oh, you get it, like your body might have just gotten a little warmer, you know, you might be sweating a little bit here, a little bit more, but I feel that the like lymphatic system of your body is resonating with this message. And if it's just a little bit like that, that means we have to do some, like, you have to drain the lymphatic system. You know, and that means taking care of the skin. And the skin, you could benefit from dry brushing, or there's dry brushing you could do, and it feels really good for that physiological well-being. Sorry, distracted with the phone. Okay. So pushy beginning, yeah, with justice. All right, well, fuck me. All right. So with the Queen of Wands, all right, we have justice coming forward and saying, ooh, justice is in your favor. No matter what seemed off, no matter what seems a little bit like scary or like, yeah, you right, seventh, like maybe I have been denying my shadow a little bit more, or maybe I should have prop myself up a little bit better when I went to that job interview, like gave a shit about my appearance a little bit more, like, okay. Like, wherever the pendulum is swinging, there's like a little bit that you still have to do. And so the universe is saying, justice is in your favor, however that fucking means for you, okay? That means you can be like in the dirtiest of a shithole of a depression right now, and this card is coming up, and you're like saying, whoa, none of this feels like it's in my favor. Keep pushing forward. The universe cannot work in your favor, give you exactly what it is you want. It's the ego part of you is just like catching everything in the mitt, like a baseball glove, but you're unprotected everywhere else. Like the fool seems to be you, and not what the ether is not aligning for you, or not making the right justifications for you, or you really can't get talking to that person. It's you, Pisces. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. There is a reconciliation energy happening here, all right? So although the message may be you, pay attention to 100%, 1,000% just you. You don't owe someone a reminder that you, anything. The only one that's going to hear you louder than anyone else in the entire existence is ether. And although ether may seem like it doesn't have a mouth to be a voice box to fucking talk to you, you know damn well she talks back to you. So is you. And whoever else's problem is over there is still gonna end up being, worry about yourself. Nine of Swords. So you're gonna be like, some of you don't know why you're going back to tarot all the fucking time. Some of you don't know why you can't get that forgiveness or that thing back. And like I said, the 9 here proves to me that although you're holy and perfect, there's a missing component to this. And the missing component is if the following resonates. Do you suffer with insomnia, restless leg syndrome, nightmares, plagued by remembering your dreams in the middle of making or doing anything having to do with your life when you're no longer in dream state? There is a part that is so fucking loud in the daily aspect of your everyday that only comes up pretty much when you talk about the dark aspects of things. So when darkness is upon the day, aka the sun is gone, the moon is up, and everything is dark, Pisces is afraid. Or Pisces is now more into their moment of like, all right, I'm ready to get down to business, get the shit done. And then, but that same energy goes away, let's say 12 hours later in the middle of the day, you're like cocooned in your room because you just don't want to go in the sun. Like, that extreme type of crisscrossing, the ether is like, no, just no. You're not understanding the issue here. And if that resonates, make that one-on-one and let's see if we can discover that. You know, call me out for it if I may not remember, but, you know, just highlight that shit. Call me out for that shit and make that one-on-one. All right? But the Nine of Swords proves to me that whenever it's time to rest, you're not left alone. Like, you're not it's not easy for you to get truly rejuvenated when you're resting. Okay, when you're going to sleep, even when you're trying to go for that nap, you wake up and you're like, oh, God damn, that's a lot. Either a lot of visions, a lot of astral travelings, and then you're proud of yourself that you can be part of that, but then also saddened by the fact that you don't really have anyone to talk to about these things. No, you're sitting alone about these things. Four of Pentacles. And you know it's abundant. You know you have something to sit here. You know you have something to conversation to give. You know you have abundance to offer up, a business plan to offer up. You have, you may have even talked about it in the past. You're just sitting on this idea for a long time, and you're just waiting for the right moment. The right moment is never gonna happen. If you're waiting for the right moment, it's never gonna happen. If you're gonna just slowly participate in fixing the things that you can do, let's say you avoided putting that button on that shirt. Put that button on that shirt. Because you never know if putting that button on the shirt that you've been putting off for the last 6 months all of a sudden has something to do about how by tomorrow you're going to get that job interview. You can't explain it. Neither can the universe. Besides you getting that job done and you fixing that little button. King of Cups, your energy is here. Pisces, okay? So full throttle, you have permission to take all these emotions, all yourself, I don't know what to do with myself energy. I feel powerful. People feel my power. They react to me and my existence as if they can see and smell and sense my power. But why is it that I feel I just saw a dragonfly. One of my favorite things to see is when I see a dragonfly. I fucking love that shit. Love that shit. Love it. Especially when we're not really around water that easily. Love it. Powerful. Alright, so. Moving right along. You've been told, Pisces, to step into the light. You need to get out of the darkness to step into the light. Y'all know exactly what the fuck it is I'm talking about. And if you don't, make that 1-1. You will get it a little bit closer to what that means. But if you're here, you definitely already feel that you're not really reaping all the rewards that you feel like you do see off in the distance. Excuse me. God, this carbonated stuff. You can see my liquid diet I have over here. 2 different types of water. Alright, so we have the moon here. With 6 of Swords, Science. The High Priestess, number 2, and the Hangman, more of your energy mixed for me also for Cancer and energy here. All right, so look at this moon, looking at this unicorn here, like keeping a close look. And you don't know if it's really looking at you or if it's looking at the unicorn, all right? And then as I'm staring at that, I'm staring at the fucking dragonfly here. The High Priestess here is working in tandem with the Justice energy at this time. So, really trust trust the universe. I would say trust your God, trust your angels, your archangels, your saints and goddesses and all that stuff. It needs to be much more simple than that. Trust the universe. It's one language. And all this shit has come from this one language. Since it came from that, you have to really wonder, well, what is the compromisable aspect of what is the one part of the universe? And goes so micro to figure out its flaws. And the only way that we can really do that is to understand that if you yourself are part of this big blasphemous thing called life, then you are literally the living micro version of it. And remaining in your lane, remaining in control of what you yourself can do and all the extracurricular activities without getting exhausted is exactly what you should be doing. The Six of Swords is a minor arcana to the Moon, the Hanged Man, and the High Priestess here. Okay? It's saying, yes, everything is victorious. But the way to get to that victory, you see her? This is not the traditional tarot with a little, like the silhouette of this person canoeing across the water with a feminine feature and the child next to it in the canoe. And then the message is you're going from chaotic to calmer. Here, you don't know where you're going, but the science is there. It's in the science. It's been fact-checked. It's been proven. It doesn't need more black and white material of facts in order to be valid. The fact that most of the shit can even be talked about is valid enough, ladies and gentlemen, in this in between and beyond. The fact that someone can smell or talk that there might be something out there is room enough to understand that might something be out there. That's it. And then there's people who are integrated with it being their job to make it more of a subject to have more knowledge on. That's where you have the singular swords being whatever they are. Every flower, yeah, the flower is up there, yeah. Every flower is independent from each other on this picture, although they share the same color. Every butterfly is completely separate from each other, but they all have the same kind of formality of having so-called eyes, maybe a set of 4 eyes, definitive set of 2 eyes, tip of red on each wing. Like, there's similarity across the board. That's the fact. That's the fact to the card. That's the science of the makeup. What you just don't understand is how heavy each blade is, how long it took for the caterpillar to become that butterfly, how long ago that flower was picked from wherever it came from and is dying at the stage of death. You don't know, but there's an unequivocal, unavoidable, inevitable science to it all. And all of it is victorious, whether you like that shit or not, whether you go against the grain or with the grain. There's a science to these things. And all of that is part of the mystic ways of going with the ebb and flow of life. You understand these things because you just understand these things. A lot of you have done some self-sacrilegious acts, whether it's fasting for way too long unnecessarily, depriving yourself of nutrition and depriving yourself of sleep, deprivation to like the T, I'm hearing, like to the point where you're like, either it's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's where you push the limits to your own existentialism. So that's also not in question how far you'll go, because you'll go far. You'll take it there if you need to. You'll open a door and slap yourself in the ass if you need to by walking out of it. You don't shy away from that type of discipline. Yeah, what you share with others is almost in question, because you're not always your authentic self when it comes to sharing what you have done. Love. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Beautiful. You're learning how to have loyalty with yourself, loyalty with understanding whatever may have been or needed to understand or been guided to have a perspective all the way up into this very moment. And then being able to let all that go while being angry and frustrated that you do not know the exact definition of what love is. Love thyself, marry yourself, be in holy matrimony of self, and love all the ugly parts as much as you love all the good parts. Coming to that is so difficult. And then there's, again, the beautiful science of ether that has this wonderful song and dance that if sometimes you need somebody, there's somebody right around or something right around the corner that can help you justify how much you need that level of what you think you need. And then some of these are just small chapters, large chapters of life. It should never be a regrettable chapter. It's your story. And that story is so important. Even if you don't write down your story and it's not something that people can pick up at the bookstore and read, the fact that you exist, it's a fucking story. It's a fucking story. And it matters. Alright, let me see where I'm traveling to. Alright, I'm hearing 3 cards, so 3. We have 7 of Wands, resilience. We have 9 of Cups, fulfillment. All over the board here. And then we have the Empress, nourishment. Alright, I guess I just want me to have those words, resilience, fulfillment, and nourishment, while I get more. These colors that are going to come up, I'm hearing 4 colors, the next 4 colors that you see, let's try to keep it off camera here, even a little bit of color showing right now. These 4 colors are going to help shadow aspects of you that you don't know yet. Alright, if you want to know ever like those details of like the unexplainable shit, ask me and I'll try to get you around to answering those things for you. But in a universe that I read for, you can be challenged. You can be challenged to understand your shadow through a version of light therapy. Okay, so these next 4 colors are going to help subliminally trigger what your consciousness needs to be made aware of in the next, I'm hearing the next 3 to 6 hours. The 3 to 6 hour window. So if you see nothing of these 4 colors in the next 3 or 6 hours, fine. But if you do happen to see these next 4 colors in the next 3 to 6 hours, then there's a lesson to come from that. And that's all I'll say to that. Alright, so I'm trying to... Alright, so first color, purple. All right, we have honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Next color. Yellow, creamish color. Okay, patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Yes, the major color. Not all the other colors in. So purple, yellow cream. Purple. I understand it's back 2 colors, but we did say 4, so we're going to get 4. Okay, so purple is here again, so that means to me purple is very important. So the chances of you not seeing something very impactful that your whole body will like react as when the next time you see purple in the next 3 to 6 hours is 50-50. 60-40. 60-40. Okay? So purple, very important. If it's cream again in color, it's like annoying. Good, it's not. Orange is the 3rd color. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. It's blue. So the fairness of this here is that honesty and trust is, it's a little bluish, right? This is purple, but it's indigo purple blue for the same chakra appeal, so we're keeping it the same color. This is definitely more blue. So the colors are purple, indigo blues, yellow cream, orange, and blue. Couple words from the Egyptian God deck. Maybe that will help you some way or another, like, and however they can be of assistance to you, however they ring a bell, even if they don't ring a bell at all. Seeing someone with a beautiful, like, floral dress. We have Satet, fruitfulness. She's being, like, big believer in bridging emotions together here, okay? Making sure that you understand what you have goodness to give. We have exploration. And then we have Anubis, transformation. So you're being aligned in ways that are not going to make maybe a lot of sense to you when I say it this way. But there is a bubble that you're in that is responsible in nurturing your soul, and that part is solid and liquid gold, okay? There's parts of your existence that is struggling to identify or re-identify in you being who you are. So that's where the challenging aspect of having to remind yourself that you are of a golden ether of universe, and you have decided to come into this time of now, this space, and once again relive the human experience while knowing the struggle to reincorporate your light into this world, because this world is not ready for you yet. However, as much as that has been true, humanity is telling you at the same time, no, ancient ones, we've been ready for you for a while now. Please show up. That has been around now also for a long time. Not as long as the other timelines, yet there are ways that the ether needs to start coming together for the world to be ready for you, and not you be ready for the world, but the world being ready for you. Yeah, that's how I'm hearing it. Okay? Alrighty, Pisces. That's where I'm being told to leave the messages. Again, if you'd like any of my healing services remotely, or you would like to know about more reading insights, feel free to check out that description box below. Please consider liking, subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so already. And I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing.